So guys, like, subscribe, and share, right? Like, subscribe, and share, right?
Onye nwe anyị nọnyere ụnụ ka Chineke ji ike niile gọzie ụnụ nna na nwa na mmụọ nsọ.
Listen to news updates every morning. Monitoring your Fast FM immediately after Angelus 6 o'clock a.m. and 6 o'clock p.m. weekdays. Stay tuned to be updated, to be informed. News updates, live reports. Everyone FM breaks the news with actualities.
That people are looking for a new Nigeria.
You can as well listen online via mixlr.com/GistFM.
Good morning and welcome to Abona, the 103.5 FM news updates today, Wednesday, the 10th day of May 2023. And the time is 4 minutes past the hour of 6. Martin Ifanchukwu Kezie is my name. The headlines. Security operatives kill 4 suspected kidnappers in Anambra. Gunmen kill 2 Abia vigilante operatives. Inspector General of Police written over wrongful parade of Imo Taylor as ESN member. EEDC restores power supply to Imo as NUC, TUC suspends strike. MBA chairman in Delta frown at state infrastructure, urges government to prioritize. Kosher electricity coming to power up the Sabbath. Now, details. Security operatives kill 4 suspected kidnappers in Anambra. In a news that will appeal to many Nigerians, some suspected kidnappers have been killed by security operatives in Anambra State. The kidnappers reportedly specialize in terrorizing motorists and residents along the Mpo Umoji Idana road in the state. Newsman reports that the success came following Governor Soludo's charge to security operatives recently. The operation was carried out by Anambra Vigilante Group in collaboration with the police. According to a press statement by the state governor's press secretary, Christian Aburime, in Oka, Soludo also warned criminals operating in the axis to desist or be ready to meet their Waterloo from the security forces who have taken over the axis to protect and safeguard the citizens. The gang of kidnappers who had hitherto terrorized innocent citizens along the Mpo Umoji Idane axis paid dearly with their lives when security operatives acting on intelligence reports swept on the areas and after an intense gun battle effectively dispatched 4 of the deadly criminals to the great beyond and also made some arrests. It will be recalled that Governor Chukwuma Soludo has repeatedly warned that there is no space for any criminalities in Anambra State. Hence, zero tolerance has been declared by the governor on any form of criminal activities in the state. It will also be recalled that the governor, on the assumption of office within a short period of time, successfully reduced kidnapping and other criminalities in the state to the barriers minimum. Gunmen killed 2 Abia vigilante operatives. Gunmen have reportedly killed 2 yet to be identified Abia local vigilante members. The incident, newsmen gathered, occurred in Aba South local government area. The gunmen, said to be dressed in black shirts and trousers, killed the 2 vigilante members in a gun duel. The gunmen were said to be members of a notorious group operating within Ubaha, Port Harcourt Road and its environs. It was gathered from sources around the area that the vigilante personnel, after sighting the gangsters, went after them. Attempts to comfort the group by the vigilante operatives were rebuffed as the group paid no attention to the vigilante members. Trouble, however, ensued when one of the vigilante members cocked his gun and threatened to shoot them if they refused to stop. It was Lance, the group, felt that the vigilante members have overstepped their bounds, opened fire on them. The vigilante members reportedly engaged them in a gun duel. It was gathered that the crossfire led to the death of two vigilante operatives, while some other members sustained bullet injuries. Inspector General of Police written over wrongful parade of Imo Taylor as ESN member. Rights Organization, the Rule of Law and Accountability Advocacy Center (RULAAC) has petitioned the Inspector General of Police demanding proper investigation into the case of Othello, Theodus Ikechukwu Ojoko, paraded by the police as a member of the Eastern Security Network (ESN), allegedly involved in the murder of four police personnel in Imo State. This is as the family of the suspect has cried out for help and the intervention of the international community, saying that the suspect is innocent of the crime being preferred against him. RULAAC, in its petition, signed by the Executive Director Okechukwu Nwanguma, urged the Inspector General of Police to order a prompt and impartial investigation to unravel the mystery surrounding the claim by the Imo State Police Command that a man who had been in police custody was among those who carried out the dastardly killing of police officers in Imo State on the date that the man was still in custody of the police. The right organization contended that it would be injustice to frame up an innocent man to suffer for an offense he had no inclination of, inciting that the matter should be thoroughly investigated. The petition read in part, Theodore Ikechukwu Ojoko, a well-known professional tailor at Afo Oru Market in Ahiazu, Mbise, Imo State, was arrested on April 15th on the claim that he is a member of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB. The attack against police officers was launched on 21st of April. He was still in police custody as at that date. On April 30th, the Imo State Police Command issued a statement that Ojoko was among the men that murdered the policemen on national duty. He was eventually paraded by the Imo State Police Command along with others who were later arrested following the killing of police officers on April 21st and said to be among the assailants who attacked and killed the police officers in Ngo, Okpala, Imo State on April 21st, 2023. Members of Theodose Ojoko's family of Umuokirika, Ahiazu, Mbise local government area, Imo State, informed us that Theodose was still in police custody as at the date of the condemnable attack and killing of the police officers. How then could he have participated in the attack and killing while still in police custody? RULAAC, however, in very strong terms, condemned the unprovoked attack on police, saying it's unjustifiable. Meanwhile, the suspect's family, in a Save Our Soul message, called for the intervention of the international community over the matter to prevent the killing of an innocent man for a crime he knew nothing about. According to the message signed by Mr. Ikechukwu Amechi on behalf of the family, the suspect, Ojoko, a 53-year-old professional tailor and father of five, was arrested by operatives of the anti-kidnapping unit, Tiger Base, Owerri, Imo State on April 15, 2023, and has been detained in Comunicado since that date. EEDC restores power supply to Imo as NUC-TUC suspends strike. The Enugu Electricity Distribution Company EEDC has restored supply to Imo following the suspension of a week-long industrial action embarked upon by the organized labor in the state. This is contained in a release signed by EEDC Head of Corporate Communications, Mr. Emeka Eze, and made available to newsmen. He said the development followed a unilateral decision by the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) and the Trade Union Congress (TUC) to suspend their industrial strike to enable peaceful resolution of all outstanding issues in an atmosphere of mutuality. Consequently, the Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN), which is the primary source of power supply to EEDC, has been directed to immediately restore power to enable EEDC distribute its customers. By this development, power supply was restored to Owerri metropolis and most parts of the state yesterday, while effort is being made to gradually restore the remaining areas. EEDC therefore appreciates its esteemed customers in Imo State for the calm and understanding they displayed while the industrial action lasted, the release read. It will be recalled at the organized level on May 1st after its joint Central Working Committee (CWC) meeting directed all affiliates of both NLC and TUC in Imo to withdraw their services effective from 12 midnight on Tuesday. This followed the alleged violent disruption and unprovoked assault on Imo State workers by agents of the Imo State government during the May Day celebration. Eze pledged the company's commitment to consistently working to deliver improved services to their esteemed customers. NBA chairman in Delta frown at state of court infrastructure, urges government to prioritize. The Forum of Nigerian Bar Association NBA chairman in Delta State has frowned at the state of infrastructure in courts in the state, calling on the incoming government to make a top priority the development of courts and their amenities. The forum said the provision of official cars for high court judges, revenue court judges, magistrates, and chairmen of area district courts is of utmost importance. Their call is contained in a communique signed by Kingsley Asaba Esquire, Precious Mwadimoya Esquire, Chairman, MBA UDU Chairman, MBA Asaba, Forum Chairman, Forum Secretary, Matthew E. Usume Esquire, and others. The forum expressed displeasure at the failure of successive governments in the state to repay NBA branches in Warri, Ifuron, and Udu for their bar center donated to the government for use as the Warri Division of Federal High Court. Despite the bar is hopeful that the incoming government will make it a priority to repay the debt as well as pay adequate attention to the needs of the bar in Delta State to ensure that lawyers also partake in the dividends of democracy in Delta State. The forum also congratulated the governor-elect Sheriff Oborowore and other officials who emerged victorious at the polls, saying, without prejudice to the ongoing matters at the election petition tribunals, we wish them a successful inauguration ceremony come May 29th, 2023. Now we move over to the foreign scene. Kosher electricity coming to power up the Sabbath. Jerusalem, religious Israelis may soon have access to electric power that rabbis have approved for use during the weekly Sabbath, a techno-spiritual innovation that reflects changing needs of consumers and even more, the power of ultra-Orthodox parties in Israel's new government. The program, unofficially dubbed Kosher electricity, is expected to receive cabinet approval on Sunday. It would direct the national power utility to build, on a pilot basis, massive battery banks in and around ultra-Orthodox communities. These batteries will top up through the week with electricity from the public utility and dispense it during Sabbath hours, providing a workaround to rabbinical rules against plunging into the national grid from sundown on Fridays to sundown on Saturdays. The strictest kosher keepers shun commercial power during those hours because it is seen as violating strictures on working during the Sabbath or taking advantage of work by other Jews. In Israel, most of those operating power plants and the natural gas lines that supply them over the weekend are Jewish, even if not religious. This is where we draw the curtain on news update on Ebon at the 103.5 FM. But before we leave, a quick look at the headlines. Security operatives kill 4 suspected kidnappers in Anambra. Gunmen kill 2 Abia vigilante operatives. Inspector General of Police written over wrongful parade of Imo Taylor as ESN member. EEDC restores power supply to Imo as NUC. TUC suspends strike. MBA chairman in Delta frown as state of court infrastructure urges government to prioritize. Kosher electricity coming to power up the Sabbath. You just listened to news update on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. News produced and read by Martin Ifeanyi Ekeze. Thank you for listening to Ebona, the 103.5 FM news update this morning. Once again, good morning.
Listen to news updates on Ebona at 103.5 FM immediately after Angeles, 6 o'clock a.m. and 6 o'clock p.m. weekdays. Stay tuned to be updated, to be informed. News updates, live reports. Ebona at FM breaks the news with actuality.
I believe that if we are looking for a new Nigeria,
You can as well listen online via mixlr.com/gistfm. All day, every day, who's back? Hit it! Everyone having 103.5 FM.
The Faculty of Education and the Alumni Homecoming Planning Committee, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, cordially invite you to their Alumni Homecoming Award presentation and launching of a 100 million naira proposed ultra-modern virtual classroom under the distinguished chairmanship of High Chief Emeka Nwabeze, MFR, former special advisor to President Bush on technology, Ajay Opalogidi, chief host. Professor Charles Simone, FAS, Vice Chancellor, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Oka, on Thursday, 11th May 2023 at 10 a.m. Venue, Asuna Youth Secretariat, Unity, Oka. Host, Professor Vivian Wobo, Dean, Faculty of Education. Special guest of honor, Right Honorable Ucho Kapo, Speaker, Anambra State House of Assembly. Royal Fathers of the Day, His Royal Highness, Dr. Gibson Wabeze Wosu, Ezozo II of Oka, and His Royal Highness, Igweriso Nyeguluje, Ezenyawan of Umunya. Come, let's make history together. Announcers, Dr. Mako Biamalo, Committee Chairperson.
Ladies and gentlemen, tighten your seatbelts as we take you on this smooth ride. It's the morning drive on 103.5 Ebona DFM, keeping your morning engaging as we take you through the smoothest ride on radio from 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Getting your morning fun. Let's interrupt only on the morning drive. Make it a date with Martin Ifeanyi, aka Meta.
And this is Bechuku Agaze, Zubigazi, your friend on radio.
From Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. on the morning drive. From 73.5
Inagenti, Never Nadi FM 103.5, and Kenny Nobodo Diokotoro State, Nigeria.